start in a modified child's pose. So go ahead and bring your blocks in front of you. You can have them at any height. Make sure your blocks are shoulder width apart and your elbows are straight with your hands on top of them. Now from here, go ahead and move your right block outside your mat, placing the left hand on top, dropping the head down, targeting the intercostals and the side body. Take 3 breaths, breathing deep into the left side body. Try to keep the left shoulder heavy, left sitting bone heavy, and straight arms reaching to the right with your left hand. And when you're ready, come back to the center. We're going to switch sides. So move your left block outside, place your right arm on top and drop your head down. And breathe here. 3. Keep your right shoulder heavy, right sitting bone heavy, and deep breath this intercostals. 2. 1 more. Right arm on top, straight elbows. And 1. Come back to the center. Now we're going to move on to the isolation. So we're trying to find hollow position, improving overhead mobility. So think about keeping your shoulders low but lifting your ribs high. Then we're going to combine that with the breathing. So as you inhale into the back and sides of the rib cage, as you exhale, try to lift your belly and your ribs up off the thigh and hold it. 3, 2, and 1. Relax everything down. Keep the shoulders heavy. Inhale, exhale, ribs in, scoop them in and hollow. 2, 1, and soften again, shoulders a little lower down. All right, flip your blocks higher up. And it doesn't necessarily has to be the highest setting, it could be the second or even the first. And then we're going to repeat that with the blocks a little higher, so find more elevation. Right block outside, left hand on top. Breathe here. 3. Reach through the fingers. Left shoulder heavy. 2. And deep breath, intercostals, breathing, and 1. Come back to the center to switch sides. Left block outside, right arm on top, drop your head down. And once again, try to encourage the deep breath, right? Active breathing makes a sound. Keep the right sitting bone heavy, keep your elbows extended and straight. Right fingers reaching, and soften that right shoulder down. Put the block back to the center and hands shoulder width apart. Drop your shoulders down. We're back to isolation. Inhale into the back. Exhale, get your ribs up. 3, 2, and 1. Soften them back down. Keep your shoulders heavy, elbows straight. Inhale and exhale again. Hollow. 3, 2. Belly's not touching the thighs, and soften everything down. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Get your ribs in. Hold it. 3, 2, and 1. And lift your head up to come out of it. When you're ready, move your block slightly closer to you. We're going to move on to the second shoulder stretch, the one where you have your elbows on the edges of the blocks. And then bend your arms so that the fingers go to the back of your neck. Feel free to move around. You can move one shoulder up, the other shoulder up, one down, fingers to the back of your neck. We're going to come back to isolation. Inhale into the back and exhale, lift your ribs up, hold it. 3, 2, and soften down. Again, inhale into the back, exhale, try to keep your shoulders low. 3, elbows should not be wider than your shoulder width. 1, and soften down, and everything a little bit lower. Feel that space that's been created. Soften your shoulders and soften your head down. Removing the stress from your shoulders, from your traps, from your levator scap. All right, when you're ready, come up and find your all fours, hands and knees. You got your shoulders over your wrists and your fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to move on to a little bit of cat-cows. Around 10 times, feel free to go to your own pace. Each time you look up, we're engaging the back of the neck. So try to look up, drop your chest, arch your back, inhale and exhale, rounding the spine, push the floor away and get your ribs in. You don't have to go as fast as I'm going. You can go slower or you might go faster. Maybe combine some pranayamas here with the short and rapid breathing. When you're ready, inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, move it to your left thigh, finding half bind. Inhale, lift it back up again, and exhale, bring your left arm underneath. I'm going through these movements quickly as this is only half an hour video, but I'm trying to fit in a lot of things here, so we're being productive. Come back to the center, back to all fours, hands and knees, left arm reaches up, inhale, and exhale, bring it back to the right thigh. Just make sure you're keeping up with your breath. Inhale, left arm up, exhale, bring it underneath. So feel free to go a little slower. You can also choose to pause the video if you need to. Right arm reaches overhead, up to the left corner of the mat, or even further. Take one more deep breath in, push that left hand down into the mat, and breathe out to twist a little deeper. Come back to the center. When you're ready, find your downward facing dog. Once you're in it, feel free to pedal out, move around, maybe bend one knee at a time, bend the other, straighten the one, bend the one, straighten the other. You can also move your shoulders up and down. Move like yourself. First down dog is freestyle. Just keep your head heavy and try to maximize the extension of the spine by pushing back through the shoulders. Take one more breath. Looking forward, step or jump your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift your head. And exhale, lower your head down. See if you can catch the backs of your ankles and pull yourself down. We're going to hold it around 5-8 breath. Each time you inhale, breathing into the back. Each time you exhale, try to encourage your belly into the spine. So find that bandha that's also going to support your lower back. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. In fact, I'd rather you bend your knees more here, especially if your hamstrings are tight. Alright, coming up from here to stand through the arch. So inhale, lift your head up, arch your back, come up, reach your arms, look up. And then exhale, fold forward and down. We're going to go through vinyasa, lower your head down. Inhale, lift your head up, big breath in. Exhale, step back or maybe jump back. I'm doing fingertips on the video, but this is optional. Lower down knee suggestion, inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. If you have wrist issues, I definitely recommend fingertips on the mat. From downward dog, step your right foot forward, point your back foot, pushing down into your feet, reaching your arms up, take your head back, look up between your hands. We're going to hold it for 5 breaths. You can choose to stay or you can choose to move. If you're pulsing up and down, make sure that you're doing it not from your lower back, but from your hip flexor, right? Lifting from the lower belly. Feel free to drop your head back. Keep your elbows straight. Maybe your arms reach more back. And then when you're ready, lower your arms down, straighten your right knee, making sure the left hip stays on top of the left knee. Turn a little bit to the right and then fold over your right leg. Try to make connection, touch your head to knee or the shin bone. Hold it 3. Your right foot should be fully flexed. Breathe 2. You can always use the blocks. Hands can be on the blocks here. And 1. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, bend your front knee, and step it back. Once again, knee suggestion as you lower. Inhale, point your feet, cobra. Roll those shoulders back and down, look up. Exhale, downward dog. Drop your head down, maybe touch the floor. Stepping the left foot forward between the hands, push the feet into the mat. Reach your arms up, take your head back, and look up for 5. Once again, if you want to be dynamic, be dynamic. If you want to just stay and focus on tucking the lower core, you can do that. 3, keep your head back, keep your arms straight. 2, push the feet into the floor, and 1 more breath. If you're pulsing, you pulse from your lower belly, not from the lower back. And 1. And release your hands down on the mat, extend your front knee, and flex your front foot. A little rotation left, inhale, and exhale, lower your head down and fold over your left leg. And hold it for 5. You can choose to keep the back foot pointed or flexed, that's up to you. And breathe 4. The connection to the breath is what makes it yoga, so make sure you're keeping that awareness. 3. Flexing the left foot. 2. Maybe elbows touch the mat. Never know until you try. And 1. Bending the front knee, step it back. We're going to meet in the forearm plank next. First, establish your form. So make sure you're pushing through the shoulders, actively rounding or protracting your upper back, protracting your shoulder blades, tucking the tailbone under and pulling the ribs up to the spine. So we don't want to collapse here. We want to push through the shoulders. That's also going to help you to connect to your serratus muscle. So make sure you're rounding your upper back. And then from here, tip your weight forward and back for 10. 9, roll over the toes. 8, 7, keep pushing up. 6, shoulders to the wrists. 5, don't drop the head. 4, ribs stay in. 3, squeeze the thighs, straight knees. 2, and 1. Alright, lower all the way on the stomach. Point your feet. We're going to do some shoulder activation, arms out to T. Lifting them. 10, 9, 8, 7. Forehead rests on the mat. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your arms up. Hold it. 10, 9. Squeeze your shoulder blades. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Interlace your fingers on top of your head, lifting elbows. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, lift your arms up, extend them forward. It's a pretty fast-paced class. Going up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Straight arms. 2, 1. Lift and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Encourage belly ups. 3, 2, and 1. Moving your arms parallel to each other. Going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower all the way down. Alright, next I'm gonna add a neck stretch. So right where you are, lying down on your stomach prone, go ahead and put your either block under your chin or forming two fists, one on top of another, and then put your chin on top of your hands. Breathing into the front of the neck. And when you're ready, palms by your chest, coming up into upward dog, inhale. And finding downward facing dog, exhale. In downward facing, lift your right leg up, breathing in. And breathe out to step the right foot outside the right hand. So we're in lizard. I'll meet you in lizard. If your wrists are bothering you, go ahead and find fingertips. Or if you can, another modification might be putting elbows on the mat. In which case, try to make sure that your elbow is in line with your heel. Maybe tip your weight forward and back. See how I'm being a little bit dynamic? Try to do that. Helps to lubricate the joints. Maybe some circles. When you're ready, lift your right arm up. Find a nice twist. Right arm overhead, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Left heel on the mat. Left arm reaches up, inhale. Look up at your left hand. Open up the chest. You might choose to stay here. Maybe right arm overhead. Maybe find the bind. Half bind or full bind. Lifting the right arm up, inhale, and then find your warrior 2. So reach that right arm and come up to stand. From warrior 2, lower your left hand down. We're going to go into a side stretch. So right arm reaches up and overhead. Keep your palm facing down. Very important to keep that external rotation of the shoulder in the side stretch. Squeeze the left side body. Coming up, inhale, finding triangle. So scoop that left foot a bit closer. Inhale, left arm forward. And then exhale, lower down. Hold your right big toe. Lift your left arm up and look up at your fingers. Keeping the ribs in, keeping the chest up. And active legs. When you're ready, you're going to come up with an inhalation. Turn your right foot in and exhale, place your hands down. Inhale, lift your head up. Exhale, lower your head down. Press the palms into the floor. We're in Prasarita or wide-legged standing forward fold. Knees can be bent. Try to be a little bit lighter on your heels. And then as you inhale, lift your head up, lengthen your spine, turn your right foot forward, and we're in pigeon. So bend your right knee. You can adjust your knee angle depending on your hip flexibility. And then optional, reach your arms forward and put them on top of 2 yoga blocks. Again, they can be at any height. That's just additional. You can skip that if you want to. Release your forehead or chin down on the mat. Take a couple deep breaths into the outer thigh. If you choose to keep your hands on the blocks, make sure your elbows stay straight. Lengthen your exhalations. Try to keep your pelvis even. One more breath. And when you're ready, move your blocks closer to you. We're gonna come up and then step your right leg back, find your plank, and lower down on the forearms one more time. So once again, round your upper back, tuck the tailbone under, pull your ribs in. You might choose to point your feet. We're gonna hold the plank for a minute, so it's gonna be endurance plank. Make sure you're not dropping your head and your elbows are shoulder width apart. And stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good thoughts. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, don't drop the head, 41, 42, 43, keep it in line with your spine, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, straight knees, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, and lower all the way down. Awesome. Now move your arms in front of you, remain prone, turn your palms facing each other, and then we're gonna lift arms, legs, head, shoulders up off the floor. So inhale as you come up and exhale as you go down. Squeeze your butt as you inhale, lift, and exhale, lower down. Try to keep your elbows straight. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower, and a few more, lift and lower. Activate your back muscles, activate your hamstrings, and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flip your palms to face the floor. We're gonna swim for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lift everything a little higher. Inhale and exhale, lower all the way down. A little bit Pilates. Child's pose. When you're ready, send your tailbone back to the heels and drop the head down. Soften the shoulders. Take a few breaths. Relax. Now I'll meet you in downward dog. Whenever you're ready, take your time to get there. Lifting the left leg up, inhale, and exhale, step it forward outside your left hand for the second side. Both hands inside your left leg, lizard. You might choose to tip forward and back. You might choose to do some circles. Be a little bit more dynamic. Lubricate the joints. Breathe. Try to arch your back and back knees straight. If you can go on your forearms, go on your forearms. Just keep in mind the elbow stays in line with the heel so that the knee doesn't go past the ankle. Again, try to lift your head up, arch your lower back, extend your spine. And then come up on straight arms. Lift your left arm up, inhale, look up. Exhale, reach the hand overhead and put it down inside your left foot. Right heel on the mat, right arm lifts up. Left arm and your left knee, left leg should connect. Make sure your hip is open. You might choose to stay here or reach your arm overhead or take the bind. So right arm reaches behind you. Maybe catch your wrists, left arm under. Grab your fingers, hold your right wrist, chest up. Sending the right arm up and over your head, inhale. Use that reach to come up, warrior 2. Send your fingers away from each other, reach. Front knee on top of your ankle. Rotate your left palm to face the ceiling and find a side stretch. Left arm overhead, right arm slides down towards the ankle. And really try to go lower with your right fingertips. Come up, inhale, find your triangle. Right foot closer, left arm forward, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Hold your left big toe and look up at your hand. Breathe there, 1. And stay 2. Try to keep your ribs in. 3, 4. Thighs are active and straight knees. 5. Push the feet into the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, this time pursue the C. So interlace your fingers behind your back, chest up. Inhale. Exhale, lower your head down. Really try to move your Hands away from your shoulders first, so squeeze your shoulder blades before you reach the fingers down. A little bit less weight on the heels if you can. Heavy head. And 1. Release your hands down, head up, inhale. And then see if you can find Skandasana. So go from side to side, bending one knee at a time, straightening the other leg. Try to keep the tail low and chest up. Chest high, tailbone low. If you can, hands in prayer. A few times front and back, right and left, right and left. And when you're ready, come forward and find your pigeon. So bend your left knee. Again, you can choose to use your blocks under your hands. Simply rest your forearms or straight arms on the mat. It helps to push the back foot into the floor. That way you can level your pelvis a little bit better. Keep both hips heavy. Soften through the neck. Soften the outer left hip. And deep breath into the thigh. Encourage long exhalations here that would stimulate parasympathetic nervous system. Rest, digest. One more breath. And then lift your head up to find your way back. Stepping the left leg back. And then lie down on your stomach. Reach back, catch a hold of your ankles and lift your legs up for bow. Hold it 5. Try to keep the toes touching, big toes touching. 4, 3, maybe some rocking to squeeze your butt. Breathe into your chest. 2, and 1. Release everything down. Next, we're gonna stretch shoulders slightly deeper in a puppy pose, or first shoulder pose and contortion. So have your hands on the blocks and drop your chest down. Make sure your arms are straight and your hips are over your knees. You can choose to rest your forehead on the mat or lift your head up. If it feels good, feel free to pause the video and stay longer. Otherwise, moving on to the second shoulder stretch, where you have your elbows on the edges of the blocks, hips over knees, chest down. I recommend second set of the blocks because you can rest your forehead comfortably on the mat, or you can flip the blocks higher if your chest is already down. Once again, feel free to stay here. If it feels good, pause the video or move on to the next stretch. So you have your chin on the edge of the block, arms in front of you, and chest down to the mat. Hips should be on top of your knees. You can flip the block higher. Make sure you can breathe comfortably. Try to have your chest down. When you're ready, come up, move the block out of the way and lie down on your stomach, on your belly. We're gonna do one more shoulder stretch. That one is great for opening the front body, the front of your chest, to stretch the pec muscle. If you're doing a lot of push-ups, that one is very helpful. Move your one arm to the side so that your wrist is in line with your shoulder, and then you're gonna roll on that arm. Have your head on the mat. You can choose to bend your top leg and then move your foot behind your extended bottom leg. Or if you have lower back tension, put your top leg on top of the bottom leg, pushing down into the hand that's close to your chest to roll the chest open. And then when you're ready, come back to the center and switch sides. Make sure your head rests comfortably, breathing into the front of your chest. Breathe into the shoulder blade. You might also choose to bend both knees here. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, think about almost recreating a bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana, with your hips on the mat in this position. Make sure your extended arm is not too low, as the hand should be in line with the shoulder. If you barely feel the stretch, it might be too low. When you're ready, come back to the center, and once again find your upward facing dog. Look up, squeeze your butt, and then downward facing dog. Send the tail back and drop your head and shoulders down. Next, I'll meet you seated, so cross your ankles, step forward, sit down on your hips, And then Janu Shirshasana. So bend your left knee, take your left foot to your right inner thigh. Inhale, lift your head up, reach for your foot. Exhale, lower your head down. It's called head to knee pose. So lower your head down, touch your forehead to your knee or forehead to your shin bone, opening the left knee out, keeping the feet flexed. Encourage your belly in. And then lift your head up, inhale. Keep the legs as they are. Move your right arm inside the right leg. Reach the left arm up and over for the side stretch. Keep reaching your fingers away from your hip bone. Try to have your bottom arm as low as you can, so maybe a shoulder on the mat or elbow. And then if you can, optional, reach and grab your right foot. Chest up, maybe look up. Breathe into your left rib. Keep the left hip bone heavy. And then come up when you're ready. Switch sides. Bend your right foot to your left inner thigh. Janu A. Reach for your left foot. Inhale, head up. Exhale, lower your head down. You can either put your hands on the foot. Left knee can also be bent. Make sure your spine stay long. Encourage your belly in, squeezing the pelvic floor muscles. When you're ready, come up, lift your head up. Find arch in your back as you lift. And placing the left arm inside the left leg, reach your right arm up and over. Keep the palm facing down, and then you want to encourage external rotation of the shoulder. Think about having your palm and your armpit down. So rotate the shoulder out. Deep breath into the ribs, the side of the lower back and the intercostals. You can reach the left arm a little bit away from your left leg, trying to drop the left shoulder down. Deep breath, long breath. And when you're ready, come up. Move your hips a little forward and lie back onto the mat. You're gonna find Setu Bandhasana, the bridge. So feet parallel to each other, sits bone width apart. Push them down into the mat as you lift your hips up. You might choose to stay here, maybe interlace your fingers, move your shoulder blades closer together, hug your inner thighs, and breathe. You can also choose to have your block in between your knees so that your adductors are staying engaged. Lift your hips up, push the feet down, and stay there for 8 more breaths. Squeeze your pelvic floor, allow your belly to soften down. And since we had so many shoulder stretches, today I'm gonna offer you a wheel variation. If your lower back hurts, please skip it and just hold the bridge. Otherwise, hands by your shoulders, push down into your feet and your arms. Lift your chest up and try to open your shoulders as much as you can. Do engage your glutes, squeezing your butt, and then hug your inner thighs so your feet should be parallel to each other, encouraging the shoulders away from your legs. Relax your neck. Make sure you're not tucking the chin. And then lift your head up to lower all the way down. Happy baby. Catch the ankles, the outer feet. Try to keep your ankles on top of your knees. Rock from side to side. Then we're going to find the twist. You might choose to bend your right knee to your chest and stretch the left leg out. Or if you can, double wrap eagle Gomukhasana legs. Move the legs to the left and look over your right shoulder. Breathe. Keep your right shoulder heavy. Melt into it. When you're ready, back to the center, left leg on top. It's nice to move the pelvis a little bit to the left before you move the legs to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe. When you're ready, come back to the center. Bend both knees to your chest. Wrap your hands around your legs. Pavan Muktasana. Take a few breaths. A big loving hug, inhale. And exhale, shoot your legs out and release them down on the mat. Opening the legs, releasing the toes to the sides, arms by your sides with the palms facing up. Close your eyes and make a conscious effort to completely relax your body. Please feel free to pause the video here and stay in Shavasana. If you have 3-5 minutes, it will be very beneficial for your body and your nervous system. But if you have other time commitments, reach your arms overhead, take a big stretch, and then roll on the side. Slowly find your way up to a seated position. Join your palms in prayer in front of your chest and tip forward and down over your legs to seal the practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.